Welcome back, Truth Seeker. This is video number 2 on the takedown of Maduro by Team America World Police. A major oversight in the first video was that this has happened on the 36th anniversary to the day, January 3rd, 1990, that the U.S. government and CIA took down CIA asset Manuel Noriega, who was also accused of drug trafficking. And of course, the world's biggest drug traffickers are the CIA. So it's pretty sick how we accuse these pawns and assets who are working for U.S. intelligence of being the bad guys. But that's what we do here in the U.S. We are the biggest bullies, the biggest liars, the biggest military muscle, and probably the biggest thieves in the history of the world. Of course, we attacked in the night, just like any good thief would. Not many thieves do their deeds in daylight. Thieves like to operate in the night. And I get tired of people coming to me and going, Zach, you're some kind of American sellout. No, I didn't choose to be born in this country and have to live under the lies and tyranny and watch this evil shit go on and then act like because I was born here, I was supposed to cheer for it. Hell no. And that's not the American spirit anyway. The American spirit is you got the First Amendment and the Second Amendment, and you're supposed to speak out against evil, whether it's foreign or domestic, and you're supposed to do something about it, whether it's foreign or domestic. And from what I've noticed for all of my lifetime is the most evil thing going in this entire world is this country. And I get tired of all the morons going, well, what about how much better it is here than everywhere else? Well, that's because you're first of all, I don't think that's true. Second of all, a lot of these places that you point the finger at about how bad it is there, it's because the U.S. went over there and threw out a good leader that wanted to help their actual people and then put in a little puppet, who'd participate in sending their goods and resources to our country in the West for pennies on the dollar to make sure their people stay poor while we benefit. That's what goes on all over the United States of America. Now, point two, I said in the first video I did this morning, I said, I bet you somewhere there's a big 201 ritual in this. And if you guys don't know what a 201 ritual is, it's a calling card of the order that really runs the United States of America and its CIA and its news media and everything else. And you know what? They gave it to us in the press conference. The general, he got up there and he said, we arrested Maduro at 2:01 a.m. And this is what drives me nuts, the fact that people might think that's a coincidence. Well, 2:01 a.m. isn't exactly the number 201, is it? You guys, stop watching me be right every single day. Wasn't I just talking about how they perform all these high rituals around 56 as well? Because they have a few numbers they really like 201 and 56. And look who they just installed, the little 56-year-old puppet president. Wasn't it sick to listen to everybody talk this morning? Pete Hegseth, little TV actor, gets up there and delivers a line that you'd expect from a 15-year-old. If you guys missed the press conference this morning, Pete Hegseth literally said, Venezuela fucked around and found out. It's like, geez, I mean, this is so cheesy. Trump got up there and did his best George W. Bush impersonation. You guys, we're going to go in. We're going to rebuild Venezuela. We're going to rebuild their oil infrastructure. Everybody's going to get rich. They're going to make more money. We're going to make more money. Oil is the blood of world economies at this day and age, and Venezuela has a lot of it. And remember, Fox News was proud to tell us last month when we, like a bunch of pirates, seized the Iranian, or not Iranian, might as well, hey, we're in Iran too. They got even more oil. But when we seized the Venezuelan oil tanker, Fox News that night said, oil prices today just hit a 3-year low. It's just like, don't you see what's going on in America? And for all you guys who cheer that on, like, hey, I don't care, man. That's their loss. It's our gain. That's evil, you guys. That's evil. If that's your mentality, I bet almost everybody has a neighbor. Why don't you just go over to your neighbor's house right now, shoot them all dead, take all their shit, and hey, it'll be their loss and your gain. Why not do the same thing if that's your code of ethics? If you think that's right to just go pick on your neighbors, destroy your neighbor for your own gain, why not just go do it in your own life right now? If you're going to cheer on the U.S. doing that, if you're going, well, the U.S. doesn't always just do the neighbor. Like sometimes we fly across the ocean and blow up a place that's, out of sight, out of mind for most of us. Well, why not go do that then? Go drive to another suburbs or another neighborhood and go rob them and take all their shit for your own gain. You know, isn't it great? Wave a flag while you do it. 13 stripes. Hey, man, this is the American way. It's what we do over here. And funny enough, that kind of has become the American way because we can't even trust our neighbors over here, can we? Everyone's got cameras and security systems and paying for this and that because they know there's just thieves abound because this is what they learned from the top from watching the way the U.S. government operates. Shit. Hold on, you guys. I'll be right back. Created a mess. Hold on. She got in though. All right. Hold on. Spilled my tea on my keyboard. Then I got this keyboard cover. Okay. Somehow I trapped the tea bag thing under this anchor weight for the mic. So when I pulled it up, the tea bag went flying all over the place. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So let's go over here. Let's just take this from the top one more time. I got some new information in here that shows you how perfect of a tribute this is to Manuel Noriega being arrested 36 years ago to the day. Again, if you guys are new to my channel, I really hate teaching about this because it's so simple to understand and almost everybody rejects it in an instant. And it's sad that they do because this is what the U.S. government does every day. And not just the U.S. government. Again, this knowledge didn't come from the U.S. This knowledge goes all the way back to Babylon. Again, the Templars who served the Roman Catholic Church. Again, we're on the Roman Catholic Church's calendar. Washington, D.C. is the land of nothing but Roman architecture. Again, you actually study what runs the U.S. government. You'll figure out it's the Roman Catholic Church, just like how they run all your governments down there in Latin America, too. Again, you guys, the world is a stage, and we figured out who the conductors are. And the way they conduct the stage is by this ancient practice of Kabbalah. And within Kabbalah, again, the term the Cabal, you've heard about it, the secret political faction, the Cabal. The term the Cabal comes from Kabbalah. And within Kabbalah, there's the practice of numbers, words, and dates. And it's so simple, yet so profound, because every day, this is how your government operates. Look at this. There's a reason English is the language of the world. Again, there's a reason we're on a calendar given to us by a Jesuit priest that's in tribute to a pope. But here we are, 111 days after the first ever American pope, and the leader of Venezuela has been arrested and taken to New York, where he's going to be tried for drug crimes. Again, Venezuela and New York in this simple ABC 123 code equals 111. And don't forget, New York supposedly got attacked on September 11th, the day leaving 111 days left in the year, which caused us to go into Afghanistan and kill all the Taliban and bring back all the opioid production. And next thing you knew, there was an opioid crisis across the world. These things aren't an accident. I'm going to get more into the drug war again one more time in a minute. The leader of the Jesuits who served the Pope, the military order of the Pope, the Jesuits, the leader is from Venezuela, Arturo Sosa. Today is 52 days after his birthday. Pope 52. You could also say it's the 53rd day of his age instead of 52 days after his birthday. Caracas equals 53, where we attacked. And remember, the CIA overthrew Iran in 1953 and installed a puppet regime, mostly for oil purposes. Iran is the other thing in the crosshairs right now. So isn't it interesting that parallel with 53? And again, today's 41 days after Maduro's birthday, like USA equals 41, which is the 13th prime, which is a big number with the CIA. And here in the US, we write today's date is 1/3, January 3rd, 1/3. Again, the new president, the reason her name looks funny here is because what's taken out are the Spanish characters, which are null values in English. But the new president's name literally equals Central Intelligence Agency. Again, if you're new here, there's 4 base ciphers of the English language. They're all based on the alphabetic order. the alphabetic order in reverse, and both orders with numerology applied. Her name also equates to 99, like United States of America, which was named that on 9/9. And today with the 1-3 connection, like the CIA, when you spell out 13, it equals 99 and 117. Today is also 135 days before her upcoming birthday, like Central Intelligence Agency also equals 135. And so does Manuel Noriega, as we'll get to, since it's the anniversary of him being removed. And again, Maduro, he was installed on April 19th, which is the same day that is Khomeini's birthday, who's the leader of Iran, who's about to get removed. And when he gets removed, the next in line is a 56-year-old, just like the new president of Venezuela is 56 years old, which again is a special number to the Jesuits. And don't forget, April 19th is the day in history the Jesuits got their first superior general, where the current one is the 31st. And again, he's from Venezuela, Arturo Sosa. Today, they mentioned at the press conference that the U.S. saved. It was hilarious listening to it because they tried to make it look like Donald Trump saved the U.S. $50 million today by going in and getting Maduro. Talk about politics. If you didn't hear it, they said because we took care of Maduro, we now don't have to pay out the $50 million reward that we would have had to pay somebody else. Today's date numerology, guys: 1/3/2026. 1 + 3 + 20 + 26 is 50. America equals 50, the land of 50 states and a bunch of territories. Donald 50. This is part of the drug war. Drug is 50. Again, they scheduled their press conference for 11 a.m. Eastern, the master number, a number that they perform so many rituals around. 11. Yeah, they did start about a half hour late, but it was scheduled for 11. Pam Bondi, it's 47 days after her birthday. Again, when Hugo Chavez was removed from power, the festivity started on April 7th, 4/7, and he was removed from power for 47 hours. Remember, this is not an arbitrary number. This is a number that connects to authority and government. You can see the words that equal 47 and 52. Today, 52 days after the Superior General's birthday, 47 days after Pam Bondi, who was one of the first people to speak this morning about the ritual. President, White House, government authority, the cabal, all 47 and 52. Pete Hegseth this morning, who got up there like a dumbass and said, fuck around and find out, because isn't that so professional? Today's 211 days after his birthday, the 47th prime. Remember, they all are CIA puppets. The CIA was established in 47. But The Apprentice 211, Trump 47. Again, we just talked about this the other day when we stole the oil on the 18th day of Maduro's age, when oil has the double 18 connection, like IHS, which is the Jesuit acronym. Let me see. Yeah, it just comes on the back of the drug boat crap. And the day we stole the oil was a date with 47 numerology. Again, the failed coup of Hugo Chavez that lasted 47 hours. All of this stuff has been nothing but ritualism the whole time. Again, we get a 56-year-old leader, and soon we'll get the same thing in Iran as they'll 86 the 86-year-old. But yes, this woman studied in Paris, France, which is where the Jesuits were created. Again, the leader of the Jesuits died in history in 1556. But Washington, D.C., Paris, France, Society of Jesus. When I say that, I'm talking about the original founder of the Jesuits, Ignatius of Loyola, who died in 1556. Always been a big number with the order. But just think about it. Another 56. Got to install the 56-year-old U.S. puppet. And again, what day did she become vice president? June 14th. That's Donald Trump's birthday. She became the vice president on Donald Trump's birthday the first time Trump was in office. And her birthday is May 18th, the 138th day of the year. Donald Trump 138, like federal. Again, the Jesuit order's birthday is August 15th, the day leaving 138 days left in the year. Again, just think of this not being a puppet show. Think about all of this just being a coincidence. And that's the problem with the average moron. They do want to chalk all of this up to coincidence, as she gets installed 135 days before her birthday, and her name equals 117, like Central Intelligence Agency. Notice also how Manuel Noriega is 135 and 63. Maduro is 63 years old right now, as he gets arrested on the 36th anniversary of Noriega being taken out of power. And don't forget how they killed Noriega. they killed him at age 83 in a big 83 ritual. I covered that years ago. Remember, I was in court the day that happened. Again, from the removal to her upcoming anniversary of being installed as the VP, which is Trump's birthday, is a span of 163 days. Like her name, Delcy Rodriguez, is 163. And yeah, you can see the I with the Spanish accent is moving because that is not a letter in the English alphabet. So it's a null value in English. But yeah, today is also the full moon. So think about how perfect this is. The full moon. You see how full moon is 108 forwards, 108 in reverse with numerology 36 forwards, 36 in reverse. It's the 36th anniversary of taking out Noriega. Nicolas Maduro Moros, 108. Today's the 108th day of the CIA's age. It's not an arbitrary number. It's important in all kinds of spiritualities. It has to do with the sun, the earth, and the moon. It's a big time number, 108. I don't even want to get into it right now, but just look how perfect it is. I guess I'll just do it one more time. Gematria means geometry and language. Geometry equals 108 forwards and backwards. Geometry also equals 36. I think I actually put it down here. So geometry has a lot in common here. Again, the distance from the Earth to the sun is the diameter of the sun 108 times. The distance from the Earth to the moon is the diameter of the moon 108 times. And they also say the diameter of the sun is 108 Earths. Again, they say it's these measurements and ratios that allow for eclipses. So again, not an arbitrary number. And here we are on the day of a full moon that they do this. And again, think about when you watch scary movies, right? They're into the occult. They're into full moons. They're doing rituals for the full moon. More proof that your government is the occult and they're doing rituals on the day of full moon, something we've talked about many a times before. But yeah, again, it is the Jesuits who have all this occult knowledge, and that's why they got the biggest library in the world, and we're on their calendar, and they're the biggest landowner in the world, and they got 1/4 of the world's population under their spiritual belief systems. Pretty much everyone in Latin America has converted to Catholicism because all of their ancestors that didn't got their heads cut off. So it's essentially, conform or die. Anyway, IHS, the acronym for, Isus Hominum Salvator, the Jesuit Order's logo is 36 on this 36th anniversary. Their logo's the sun. It's a necessary component for the full moon, right? It's all about the relationship between the sun, the earth, and the moon, how these patterns formulate. And don't forget, you guys, the moon is on a 13-month cycle. Here we are on 1-3, where CIA's 13 and we're the land of the 13 stripes. The moon's also on a 19-year cycle, like Caracas equals 19. And one more time, we had Cooties 19 in 2020, 19 years after 9/11 and the 19 hijackers, which led to bringing back opioid production in the world. So Big Pharma made a lot of money off Cooties 19. World drug dealers, including Big Pharma, made a lot of money off what happened after 9/11. 19 years before 2001 was 1982, when Reagan officially declared the drug war, which was very consequential, especially for darker complected and poorer Americans, where they're now in prisons at record rates, where we built more prisons than schools. 19 years before that was 1963, when JFK got assassinated, which led us to the war in Vietnam, where there's also a lot of opioid production. And that's when the world's first opioid crisis started for a lot of parts of the world that hadn't really had opioids in their backyard and heroin and these types of things before, including this country, the United States. And, with regards to 63, again, Maduro's 63 right now in the parallel to Noriega. But yeah, look at how IHS and oil overlap. And again, we just seized the oil tanker on the 18th day of Maduro's age, and now Trump's up here. And remember, Trump said Maduro's days were short. So that was December 10th. So it's 24 days later, or a span of 25, like Trump's 25, Pope's 25. The sun is 24, like it dictates the 24 hours of the day. Anyway, he said his time was short. The ritual was set in motion. Again, if you listen to the press conference this morning, when they got the general up there who said that they captured Maduro at 2:01 a.m., he also said they'd been rehearsing for this for months. Rehearsing. Isn't that what you do for theater? But But yeah, just the capture at 2:01 is just the cherry on top. 2:01 local time. And just you guys, when Noriega died back in 2017, dictator and CIA informant, he died at 83, and as the headline says, 83 days after brain surgery. Look at everything in his name, right? The 135, like the new president installed 135 days from her birthday. Look how his full name's 138, like federal, like how the new president of Venezuela is born on the 138th day of the year. His name's also 132. The United States of America equals 132. There's 132 rooms in the White House. Catholic Church equals 132, as does Roman Catholic. This country was named on September 9th, 1776, 132 days from the establishment of the Illuminati, which was founded by the Jesuit Adam Weishaupt. On and on and on and on and on. 72, Jesuit order. So, again, there's a lot here, but yeah, 83, big time murder number. The song Murder by Numbers by the Police came out in 83. And again, Stuart Copeland in that band, his daddy was in the CIA. So, yeah, it's the same stuff over and over and over. Notice also how CNN, when he died, shows a picture of him from Cannonball Day, May 20th, a day that's only special to the Jesuit order. It's the day in history Ignatius of Loyola was shot with a cannonball and he survived, and it caused him to go on and, instead of being a soldier, to lead the order that became the Jesuits. So yeah, nice little photo from Cannonball Day to remind you who runs it. So, yeah, it was Noriega. And hold on, where's my post about what Trump just did the other day, his little 2:01 ritual, talking about the CIA bombing Venezuela before we captured Maduro at 2:01 a.m. Hold on, I'll just pull it up here. All right, hold on. I just covered this the other day. Here we go. So I was just making this point the other day about why Trump addressed this on 12/29. It happened on Christmas Eve, reportedly, but 12/29 is the 201st prime. Again, the words in the CIA's logo, Central Intelligence Agency, United States of America, 201. Their motto is the work of a nation, the center of intelligence, 201. Again, one more time, the CIA was established on the 201st day of the sitting Pope's age. National Intelligence, Catholic Pope, and the Jesuit Order, 201. People have joked for decades that CIA really stands for Catholics in Action. When Trump did this, it was 47 days after the Superior General's birthday, like the CIA was established in 47. Again, it was 102 days from the CIA's establishment anniversary. Jesuits are responsible for the world knowing about the text Art of War. And again, this is the nation that is gifted with the art of war. That was, again, Art of War was published by the Jesuits in 1772. You guys, what 4 years later, this nation's created and has pretty much been at war ever since. Military superpower, policing the world, taking out leaders, installing leaders. Also, that business can go certain ways that are beneficial to certain people, like the Illuminati types, which was also created by a Jesuit right before the American Revolution. I mean, what don't people get about what we're putting down over here? What don't they get? Order of Illuminati equals 201. And again, the founder of the Illuminati, who was a Jesuit, died in history 201 days after the anniversary of the order's establishment. Look it up. He died November 18th, 1830, 201 days after May 1st, the anniversary of the Illuminati being founded. So, yeah, that is the update. And this photo, too, just the images they put out. I mean, aren't we in the age of HD cameras? What's up with all the grainy image here of Maduro in his blindfold? They're flying him back to New York. What? He can't know where that is? Keep him in the blindfold. We can't give away the location, even though we're putting it out all over the media. This stuff's ridiculous. It reminds me, doesn't he actually look a lot like Saddam Hussein, another CIA plant and asset? Look at all the photos of CIA, all these CIA personnel shaking hands with Saddam. I almost said Osama bin Laden. Let's not forget Osama bin Laden was a CIA asset. Tim Osmond, but yeah, just even Saddam Hussein. I mean, you guys, the whole world is a stage. The U.S. and other Western powers who've colonized the world, they control these characters, and when their time's up, they go out in a big theatrical ritual like this, and you get some loser like Trump going up there, going, "Yeah, that was my call. It was my decision." Yeah, bullshit. It was puppet Trump. Puppet Trump's never done anything but been an actor in his life. So, all you dummies that can't figure it out, pull your head out of your ass. I'm going to drop the link. If anybody wants to come up here and share some additional information, maybe you caught something I didn't, the link is dropped. I got to be doing some work in the background, but yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, and that's just how big of a joke it is too, right? Trump is 79 years old. He's the 47th president. Look at the periodic table. Gold is the 79th element. Silver's the 47th. Gold and silver are having record years. Gold is literally having its biggest year since 1979. Everything, you guys, just controlled and rigged. The markets, the news, the sports games. We're so deep in the game. The cabal is so advanced. They got their hands in everything. And the reason they make sure everything is rigged is so that it all benefits them. They need everybody fighting and divided over all their shit they serve us. They got to make sure at the end of the day, nobody's making more money than them. They're staying on top. Again, it's easy to understand the motivation of why they've done this. And it's also kind of easy to see how it's been achieved through technology. These people develop the technology that they can get the same messages out to everybody at once. They can keep everybody under the same spell, believe in the same bullshit. And again, that's why they've kept computers and screens so cheap while everything else has become so expensive. They need to make sure everyone is tuned in to their matrix of lies every single day. Somebody says, I'd like to see a DNA test on Maduro and Saddam. Don't kid yourself, man. Again, families. Families. King Richard Television says the name Victoria is related to horses, and Victoria Jones died right before the year of the horse. Yeah, which does begin soon. They respond. Yeah, that is right. Yeah. Very good. Very good observation, King Richard. The year of the horse is going to begin on Jordan's birthday, huh? Interesting. Well, if we don't have anybody that wants to come on and share, I will wrap this up because I got other things to do and to get back, but I'll drop the link one more time. Last time to join and come provide some additional information. Yeah, again, this has so many parallels to what we did in Iraq. It just reminds me of when we first invaded, Operation Shock and Awe by the numbers. George W. Bush getting up there and saying, "Don't you dare touch those oil fields." Rumsfeld and others getting up there and going, "This war is going to pay for itself a million times over with what we're going to get out of this." And then meanwhile, we get trillions of dollars of debt, untold people murdered over there, our own soldiers. Again, just a massive debacle. And for the Americans out there, Americans that are broke right now, some are probably thinking like, well, maybe finally oil prices are going to come down and things won't be as expensive because everything's determined by the price of oil since everything's on trucks. If you guys are thinking that way, don't you realize it's evil though? To save us a few bucks, we got to go destroy another nation and another group of people. And for all you people out there that are so mad about illegals coming across the border, again, the reason all these Latin American countries are in a desperate situation and coming up to us for employment is because we've been tinkering with their governments, passing these trade deals with their installed puppets that make sure their people stay deadly broke while the corporations of America benefit. Again, this is the reason these people are coming up here, because we've destroyed their nations, and this is where the only employment center is. Those are just called natural consequences. And again, people like Byron Dorgan explained this in the early 90s. Byron Dorgan, and I get it. At the end of the day, they're all part of the club. But Byron Dorgan was the politician speaking truth to power at the time, saying that, listen, if you pass NAFTA, you're going to destroy Latin America, and they're going to be coming here across our border for employment. So if that's what you want to do, pass NAFTA. All right, we got Eloy, and then we got the science guy. What's up, Eloy?
What's up, Zach? So, hey, because you're bringing up, I brought up the all the oil reserves out there earlier, but everyone knows that. But I wanted you to pull up a website. It's by, I think, Visual Capitalist. And before I went to work yesterday, I actually seen this news article online, and it's so funny how they brought this out like December 30th, right before literally all this happened. But it's basically the world's largest oil reserves, and it's a map of who has the most oil reserves. And Venezuela is like literally a big chunk of this map. So obviously, that's one of many reasons why they're doing what they're doing in Venezuela. But I honestly think they're obviously helping Israel in their fight to take all over the Middle East. So I thought that was crazy that this news article comes up, and then not even a few more days later, we go in and pretty much have an operation in Venezuela. So yeah, that's all I wanted to call and add to.
Okay, I'll just Israel's another puppet state controlled by this same cabal, so I don't feel like that phrasing was right about for Israel. But
well, I mean, I guess in the aspects of Trump being puppeteered by, all his orders, because obviously we know the United States is literally taking all their orders from Israel and the Vatican.
No. See, that's what I have a problem with. They're not taking any orders from Israel. Israel's a little teeny tiny state that takes its orders from the same people. Again, state of Israel.
It's all the Vatican, but
201.
For sure.
So no, that's the whole fake truth community thinks Israel has anything to do with anything. Israel is a military state under the same control the U.S. is under. That's there also for oil, but I hate when people say stuff like that. Israel's not dictating anything. Israel was set up right after the CIA was.
No, I totally agree. Obviously, we all know it's the Vatican. They've been here since the founding of the country, and they created the English language. But I don't know. I think it's just crazy how that article came out right before, and then they do this. So that's all I was going to add to it. But all right,
buddy. Appreciate it, man. All right, what's up, science guy?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. What's going on?
I don't really have anything to add on this for the most part, because you pretty much done a very good breakdown on this. But I want to kind of really pound the whole coincidence thing a little bit to kind of get into that, because all the detractors that you have that keep using that word, a lot of these people they're just stupid. So they don't even really know the definition fully of the word. Like, a coincidence is, like a spectacular event, something that happens, it's just something out of the ordinary, but it's also something that doesn't indicate a connection, like a clear connection. So like when we're looking at this work, which is undeniable, right? We can show a connection, right? We see what, the numbers that it constantly is a reoccurring theme, like with 201 with the Jesuits, right? The Jesuit Order 201, Society of Jesus 1540 is 201. This number is big with the Jesuits. It's a clear connection.
And again, people will catch on when I'm calling out things before it happens, which we do day after day. I said, there's probably a big 201 in this, but it's early in the morning. I haven't even looked for it. Well, then the press conference rolls on an hour later, and they have to tell you, we got Maduro at 2:01 a.m.
Yeah, and I literally saw that too. I saw you had a stream earlier. I wasn't able to get on there. I wanted to come on and be like, yeah, like there's the 201. Like I saw that it was like 2:01 a.m. I'm like, see again, the 201. And, other numbers, of course, is connected to them, like 56 and whatnot. And we constantly see this connection. So when we say, when you have the detractors that want to say coincidence, it's all a coincidence. We're constantly seeing the same numbers time and time again in all these different rituals. We're constantly seeing it. You're predicting events. I also love it when they say, oh, predict something right now. Like there's a catalog of your predictions. You've been doing this for the longest. Ever since I've came across your work. I think it was like around 2019. When I started looking for people who were talking about it, because I know about Gematria. I've actually known about Gematria like ever since I was like going into middle school. I've been knowing about this for a minute. But when I finally found your work, I was like, okay, someone's talking about this, because there was really nobody that when I actually started to really get into it. And then I was looking, I was like, okay, I found your work. And I'm like, yeah, this was a whole nother layer to it. I didn't know about the news rituals, the entertainment, how they do the sports. I started learning that and doing decodes for myself. And it's like, it's undeniable. It's very clear. And it's not a coincidence. The definition of coincidence, as I've already stated, it doesn't line up with how these people are using it. We see the connections time and time again in America and other places. They just had the stuff in Switzerland, right? With the, what was it? The fire or something. Mm-hmm. With the connections there with like 144, you had the ambulance truck with 144 on it. They said 144 people were injured, I believe. And, you know, you see those numbers connected all the time with the Jesuits and whatnot. It's very clear. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to add on that whole like coincidence thing, because it just irritates me when I hear people keep saying that over and over.
And that's why I even sell the coincidence theory T-shirt. Granted, nobody ever buys it, but that is the problem. I've been saying it for over 20 years. Everyone's just a coincidence theorist. They just think every damn thing's a coincidence every day, and they've been programmed to believe that everything's coincidence. So, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know what type of programming, because I mean, right when I saw this stuff, it clicked for me. Like I immediately. Like, well, when I first saw this stuff, not like your work, but just like Gematria in general, because I like follow kind of like the Hebrew language and stuff like that, because I'm an Israelite. So I kind of like have always looked into the language and whatnot of like Hebrew, and Hebrew is like the symbols, you know, the letters are numbers and whatnot. It's like rooted in the language. So I've always kind of known about this. It was a little easier for me to get into it, to make the connections further when I found your work. But it's like, it's very clear, you know, you can't, I don't see how people look at this and just say it's all coincidence. It's mind-boggling to me. But yeah, you know, keep up the good work. And yeah, just another day of just more rituals, clear as day, but everyone says it's coincidence.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Yep. Have a good one.
Take care. All right, we got Gabe, then Randy, then Illegal Smile. What's up, Gabe?
Yo, Zach, how you doing, man?
Doing all right. Yeah, you were right. Your prediction was actually right about I thought she was going to do better, but you called it out before it began. What's up, man?
Oh, it's all right, man. Just yeah, just want to bring up how news, sports, everything aligns, right? So Oilers play the Flyers today. I don't know if you brought that up.
Since we're all about oil, okay, we got the Edmonton Oilers going. Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, well, just wanted to mention that.
Playing Philadelphia, the Synagogue of Satan, where the Pope went to school.
Yeah. Just wanted to bring up to the attention that everything lines up. Oilers play the Flyers today.
Is that your point though, that the Pope went to school in Philly?
I'm bringing it up that the Oilers play the Flyers today. When
okay, because we flew over and bombed the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
You open up my eye to that, seeing these daily rituals like this. So just wanted to bring that up. Nothing else really.
Yeah, it's a good observation. Appreciate that, Gabe.
All right, man.
All right, thanks, man. All right, what's up, Randy?
Hey, what's going on, Zach?
How you doing?
Doing good. I realized today too that the Jesuits have a long history of, getting rid of people on this specific day. I noticed that today is the day that Pope Leo X excommunicated Martin Luther from the Catholic Church when he would not recant his 95th thesis that he wrote.
I see. Interesting.
And and obviously we have another Pope Leo and back as a Pope during this time. And today's also supposed the day that then Pope, I think it was Pope John, he excommunicated Fidel Castro, from the Catholic Church when he was in charge of Cuba.
Also Jesuit educated, and then
Also
they killed
Jesuit
him and
educated.
his son synced up with Pope Francis, the first Jesuit pope. Okay, go ahead.
And then even about the whole 36-year thing with the former Panama leader, the phrase "deja vu" equals 36.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, because it is deja vu with the whole 36 years ago, Manuel Noriega. Okay.
Yeah, and then even with the other guy before, the other callers were talking about the whole sports thing. If you noticed, obviously Timberwolves are playing Miami Heat today to start the NBA slate. You said I know you were talking about it was a full moon tonight, and Timberwolves logo is the wolf howling at the moon.
Noriega was taken to Miami when he was arrested.
To Miami, exactly. I know that.
Randy, keep going. I'm going to be back in 30 seconds. Keep going. People are listening. I'll be right back. Continue,
Okay.
please.
Yeah, and the fact that full moon, I believe it's full moon equals 36. Just full moon equals 36, just like Miami equals 36. Timberwolves are playing Miami Heat today. So there's that connection right there. And it's also the wolf moon. Wolf moon equals 41, the same how it's 41 days after the Venezuelan president's birthday that he's arrested on a full moon, aka wolf moon. So that's just all the connections right there.
Randy, did you finish?
Yeah, I finished.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No problem. Take care.
Right. Yeah, you too. All right, we got Illegal Smile up next. What's up, Illegal Smile? Illegal Smile, hello.
Yeah, and I can't hear you. Yeah, you got to go to the next guy. This fucking thing. I can't hear you, Zach.
I need to have a sign here for when this happens. Just say, just speak.
Says the mic's working. Test. Yeah. What happened? Turn it back. Oh, forget it. I can't hear you, Zach. I can see that. So
oh,
if you want me
shit,
to
you
go
can't
over
hear
it,
me.
I'll go
You
over
guys
it.
see, this is annoying because
Just tell me
he's
to go
on
over
my
it,
stream, so he knows this glitch happens. What do I always tell people? I tell you, just talk. Just talk. Come on, man. You already know this glitch
here
happens.
we go. So I told you about Biffle dying on the 352nd day of the year. And they're going to put, try to do this quick. And I went over the Copper World stuff. And now I'm looking at this guy they're going to put in the Hall of Fame. His name is Harry Gant. And Harry Gant was born on January 10th, 1940. And I talk about the 59th day of the year. That's, or December 28th. That's the day that Denny Hamlin's dad died. So from January 10th to Denny Hamlin's dad's death is again another 352 days. And I just report this real quick and then I'll leave. Harry Gant drove the number 33 car, the Skull Bandit. It was a green Skull Bandit car. Skull Bandit Copper World Classic equals 319. Of course, the Daytona 500 this year coming up is on the day leaving 319 days of the year. And, of course, Skull Copper World Classic, that's the one that was on 228. 93, it equals 352. So the Harry Gant thing just blew my mind. Just blows my mind. So that's it. I'm done.
All right. Appreciate it. Very interesting. Thank you. All right. One last chance to join the stream, and then I got to wrap this thing up. I'll be on Patreon here in a few minutes. But yeah, if anybody else has anything to share, the link is there. I can probably go about 10 more minutes if there is anybody else. It's that link if you want to join. Let me check to make sure Randy didn't want to share one more time. Randy, did you have something else to share?
Actually, hello?
Yeah, you're there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, actually, I did. I know that. I noticed that. I don't know if you noticed, but Nicolas Maduro, he was wearing a Nike Tech sweatsuit when they arrested him, and like that's like a very big staple sweatsuit in New York. I guess it's like a stereotypical thing that everyone here wears Nike Tech sweatsuits and stuff.
I see.
So just like the funny fact that he just randomly in a Nike Tech suit, which makes absolutely no sense.
Hold on. What's one other thing that might matter why they got him in Nike on a Saturn's Day?
I know that Nike is named after the goddess.
Their symbol, the swoosh, is a ring of Saturn, right? And
right.
On Saturn's Day. So
right.
All symbolism.
Right. Yeah, like that's like the goddess of victory, and this is, I guess, a victory for the U.S.
Yeah.
Doing this, but yeah, and also Nike Tech equals 42. It's another old Jesuit stuff, and Saturn.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, that was pretty much it.
All right, I appreciate that observation. Interesting.
No problem.
All right, take care.
Take care.
All right. I missed the days of dropping the link. Of course, back in the day, we used to have a lot more people always watching this channel before the super shadow banning, but just having lots of people just eager to come on and share and great observations. I really wonder where all the veterans went in this community in case, or maybe they just also don't know how to use YouTube and they don't get notifications anymore and they're not here either. But yeah, once upon a time, we had a lot more thriving community with good participants. Anyway, I think I got enough out there. Along with the few guests we did that came on. So it is disgusting just watching this go on and how things just get dumber with time. You guys don't forget, Hegseth was chosen to be the Secretary of Defense on literally the Superior General's birthday, the leader of the Jesuits, who's a Venezuelan himself, as he delivers his really corny lines, so appropriate for this cheesy day and age we live in. Can you believe that the Secretary of Defense delivered the line this morning, fuck around and find out? It's just, it's unbelievable, man. It's just, God. Here, let's see how everybody's covering it here in the U.S. Yeah, Trump did say the U.S., that's exactly what Trump said. He said the U.S. will now run Venezuela. So we got another territory here. And again, in a way, haven't we already been running it? It's been CIA, puppet dictators all over Latin America. We pretty much run the whole continent. So that's why these people stay poor and we benefit off their wealth. It goes on all across the world. People say, God bless America. Again, I mean, it's not God blessing America. It's evil people that worship a different type of God, stealing and killing from the rest of the world. And for all you religious people that can't see that, maybe you should question what your spirituality is, because you seem to be blind to the obvious. Again, you think, how many of you Christians voted for Trump, the guy who runs on MAGA, the highest degree of the Church of Satan? Because it is. And don't forget, it's not much different with the Democrats, because, of course, it was Obama. Barack means lightning. Again, like lightning is how Satan travels to earth in Luke 10:18. But again, Obama did tell the joke on the 45th birthday of the Church of Satan that Donald Trump would be the 45th president. Go back and look it up, April 30th, 2011. on the Church of Satan's 45th birthday, 45 days before Donald Trump's birthday himself. Again, measure from the Church of Satan's birthday, April 30th to June 14th, Trump's birthday, which is also the day in history that they installed the new president of Venezuela as the VP. The joke was told. The joke was told. You don't think evil, satanic people are ruling over you? I mean, you got to be really blind. Well, I vote Republican, though, because they're against abortion. Are they against abortion, or is that just the agreed to political maneuvering between the two parties that at the end of the day are owned by the military-industrial complex? Half of you are going to vote pro-choice, and the other half are going to vote pro-life and just not pay attention to anything else. Nobody should ever vote for either of these parties based on any, I mean, the lesser of two evils. There's no such thing. You don't vote for evil if you have a brain. Oh, hold on. We got people hopping in here that want to share now. Go ahead, Keith.
Yo, what up, man? Did you see my idea about the bookstore?
The email?
No. This was a comment a couple videos ago. You didn't see it?
Tell me about it since you're here.
Okay. Finish the 201 book. Send it to me, right? I'll go to every big box bookstore around Sarasota, right? I'll have the book, the 201 book will be stuffed in my shirt. I'll go in, I'll put it on the shelf on like a Monday or Tuesday. I'll go back on Friday and I'm gonna try to buy it.
Uh-huh.
When they tell me, oh, this isn't in the system, I'll try to do some shit from there and try to get them to order it. Right? Like the book's on the shelf, I'm trying to buy these two. Like obviously, like you're out of it. What if we try to backdoor our way in like that?
Well, I appreciate that you'd be willing to do that.
Hell yeah. Shit, I want to just see if I could do it.
I mean, you could try it out right now with the book I already have out there because nobody's got this on their shelf.
Okay, that was my next question in the message. I was like, yo, why wait? I could do it with the books right now. If you like, I just want to make sure you were down with it.
Yeah, if you figure out that that's the working solution, that'd be pretty amazing. We'll see.
All right, I'll order some and I'm gonna try it out. I'll keep you posted.
All right. I suppose I'll owe you a big tip if it works.
All right, man.
All right. Thanks, Keith.
You got it, dude.
All right, see you, man. What's up, Gematria 32?
You know the Gematria of Crusade?
Off the top, I don't.
26. What a way to turn to start 2026, right? With a crusade.
Somebody said earlier that today's exactly 26 weeks after Venezuela's establishment date.
Oh, really?
That's what somebody said earlier in the first stream.
Yeah, and look at the American people so like desensitized on the
there it is.
You know,
it is exactly 26 weeks and
after
Crusade was
9/11.
equal 26, as does dollar and bank, and again just dollars and cents and oil. It's all connected.
Yeah, after 9/11, people are like numb to it, So just invading countries. Just it's crazy. And invasion.
You know what else is crazy now that I realize it? Venezuela turned 214 years old last year. Does that remind you of anything?
214?
Yeah. It goes with that whole mega thing, running on the highest degree of the Church of Satan.
That's correct. Invasion equals 103. Like today could be written, 13.
Yeah.
You follow?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So what does that? Just people like. It's amazing, right? Just people don't process it. It's just invading another country. What that does to economies and the world, economics is. How can you say any of this is real?
Well, war is good for the economy historically, so you got to keep the Ponzi scheme afloat.
No, but like people knowing that regime change and just putting other leaders in it. How could you say elections are real or anything like this? Like people, this is bullshit. Like this is all.
Yeah, if you're a thinking person, you realize this is proof of how it's all rigged and how they need their chosen puppets in there for all the right rituals, and Yeah, that's what I've been saying for years. I mean, if you have critical thinking and deductive reasoning skills, you see it's like the only way this can line up day after day if all these people are the chosen puppets. They weren't elected. They weren't chosen based on merits. They're chosen because they're the right pawns for the world stage as they play this game of chess.
Seeing the press conference was like seeing a comedy skit. It was like this guy couldn't even read. He was fumbling through the whole.
You're talking about Trump, right? You're talking about Trump?
Yeah, it looked like he was about to have a heart attack.
Something was wrong with Trump. Either he's sick this morning or he's dying or something. Because, yeah, if you didn't watch the press conference, Trump didn't look well, and he's taking credit for this as he was literally stumbling over the script. It was probably the worst I've ever seen him. I thought, is he under the weather right now, or what's going on here? Why is he having to read so carefully off the script if this was his call? Yeah, I know it's the same thing.
They didn't give him his dose of Adderall or something. I don't know.
Something was off about Trump today, no doubt about it.
Yeah, but I thought that was the main part I wanted to tell you, that he looked like he couldn't even read the speech, that he was fumbling. I don't know, but
I saw the same. Yeah, I'm glad you made that point.
But this scripts, just scripts. This world stage to your local politics. It's like your local congressman, the news reporter. It's all fucking secret societies and fucking religious bullshit, dogma. Just these religious zealots, they amaze me. It's just, and Catholic, Christian, Muslim, bro, you're under the Abrahamic religion. It's all one umbrella. What are you doing? What are you arguing? And then you're arguing about man, Charleston Heston played Moses. You think, y'all still think the Jews built the pyramids? You people are crazy. You people are crazy. They was enslaved. This whole thing, the whole narrative, you could just Google this shit and fucking, I don't know. People want to be entertained, like that guy said. It's a sad world.
It is a sad world.
You're great.
And that person who called it earlier that you're talking about in the first stream, he's somebody who was duped by the theatrics in New York and signed up for September 11th and now regrets that he ever did that. But he still hasn't learned the lesson. He still hasn't figured out that he's getting duped every other day. He still thinks everything's a coincidence. And that's why America keeps people dumb. They need these dumb, useful idiots.
Yeah, people but like I said, you're a great teacher, and you should never feel down, because you're a great teacher. You put out great work. You teach people how to fish, for those who know what I'm talking about, and it's beautiful. So thanks for everything, Zach. Thank you.
All right, appreciate it, Gematria32. Okay, let's go out to ZZ Top. ZZ Top. ZZ Top, if you are there, you are on the mic. Maybe you can't hear me. All right. Unfortunately, we cannot hear ZZ Top. Yeah, I think we'll just leave it there for now, you guys. For everybody waiting for the sports stream on Patreon, I'll fire it up here in probably about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm just finishing up the NFL notes for this morning. And you guys should have the NBA and NHL notes completed. Yeah, if you want to join us and support the work, you guys, if people supported this work the way they should, I bet the world would have changed in a lot better way already a long time ago. So, again, there should be Gematria Effect News studios everywhere, because we're the only news channel that matters. And if you haven't figured that out, something's wrong with you. Nearly everybody on YouTube, bunch of controlled ops, bunch of distractors, bunch of false information pushers, bootlickers, people that just don't have a clue. Here, we're putting it down every day, showing you exactly what's what. ZZ Top, I see you. Can you hear me? Damn. We see him, but we can't hear him. He can't. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Maybe log out. I'll drop the link again and come back. Sometimes when you come back, it works. I'll drop the link in the chat again. Give it one more shot. I don't know what's with this problem of every other person's muted. It drives me nuts. If anybody else wants to get in here, now is the time because I'm finishing up what I got to do, and then I do got to start my Patreon stream. All right, ZZ Top. How about now? It'd be really annoying to find out that StreamYard is tampering with my stream because I have to pay money for this service. And again, this whole problem started maybe a little more than a month ago. I'd never done it before. Just like when I signed up for the year X, I get deleted from it. And then my credit card company says their terms of service says they don't have to refund you. Again, I got deleted for X for showing the perfect ritual of why Elon Musk did his little salute the day he did on Inauguration Day. It's the problem with having these puppets like Musk. And again, for people who don't get it, Elon Musk is definitely another puppet on the world stage. I don't think at the end of the day he really runs X or any of these things. But yeah, it was a tough loss for me to lose my Twitter because that was the one place where I still got good reception. If I put out a post when I did a live stream on there, again, the last live stream I did on X just a few days before I got deleted, there were 5,000 people watching. 5,000 in the active live stream. And then next thing you know, just deleted all the way off the platform. Yeah, sorry, ZZ Top. Would have loved to hear from you, man, but something's going on with that. Keith's back one more time.
Yo, my bad. Real quick, did you see? It looks like they got the Zodiac shit figured out.
What?
Zodiac killer.
Oh, that's something that's in the news.
Yeah, check that one out real quick. I'll hang on.
I don't see a mainstream headline. James Vanderbilt gets honest about working with David Fincher in 2007 Zodiac.
Nah, hold on.
I don't see anything about the.
I'll get you the guy's name. Hold on.
It's not a mainstream story right now.
Nah, it's actually a dude from Florida. His last name is Baber.
Baber?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll look into it. This isn't a mainstream story though right now.
If you type it in, is
I see San Francisco Chronicle wrote a story at the end of last year about it.
Yeah, they're tying it to the Black Dahlia, which was 20 years before Zodiac.
I'll look into it. Okay.
So the dude in Florida cracked the 13 symbol cipher. We talked about that like a while back. I remember you tried to do some shit with it, but check it out.
All right.
All right, man.
All right. Thanks, Keith. All right, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up for there. Again, thank you to everyone who's liking the share. Thank you to King Richard and Jeremy who sent over some super chats. Jeremy Dorsett might be onto a pattern with this year's playoffs. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. Thanks again. And until next time.